everyone. So I'm coming to you live from Oslo. We just did an event here just an hour ago. This room was literally packed. It was crazy. And I'm actually trying out my new mic because it's really noisy here. So if you can actually hear me loud and clear, can you do me a favor and just double tap so I know that I'm coming to you pretty clear? Show me some double taps. Just tap your screen and show me some love. Okay, very nice. All right, so I'm currently here in Oslo. Thank you guys. Thank you all for being here. Anton Chen, Kapi Yogi, welcome. Just let me know which part of the world are you connecting from. And if you know anyone who will benefit from today's scope when it comes to speaking and the number one tip to getting past this fear of speaking. They say that, well, welcome. Hello, hello, hello from Philippines, from Oregon. Thank you for being here. It's probably a really weird time zone for you, from Canada, from India. 4 in the morning, says Zach Sharif, right? Thank you for being here. So today, if you know anyone who will benefit from this scope, just go ahead and just share with your friends, because I'm going to be sharing with you today on this scope on how to get past this fear of speaking. They say that fear of public speaking is the number one fear that people have, right? Bigger than the fear of heights, bigger than anything else, bigger than the fear of death itself, right? And right now, I just spoke to about over 1,000 people here in Oslo. A room was packed together with Robert Kiyosaki. And this being here in Oslo is actually the first stop of my world tour. I'm going to be in 9 cities in the next 3 weeks. And this is the first stop. So I'm extremely exhausted. And this is how it looks like to speak in front of about 1,000 people, right? And one of the things I want to share with you really quickly is how do you get past this fear of speaking in front of all these different people, right? So now I just want to understand, if you were to rate from number 1 to 10, 10 being really, really scary, right? Out of 10, how much do you fear public speaking? So that I can have a rough gauge of what the scope is like, so I know what to talk about. So from a 1 to 10, 10 being scared shitless, right? How much do you fear public speaking, right? So Zhuang says 4, right? Just let me know, right? Out of 10, how much do you fear public speaking? 4 or 5s? Okay, great. So to get past this fear of speaking, would be my number 1 tip, right? For those of you listening in, welcome. For those of you who just joined the scope, I'd like to share with you this. The number 1 strategy to getting past this fear is to not focus on you. The main reason why the fear of speaking even begins in the first place is because you're focusing on yourself. You're thinking about, what if I look stupid? What if I say something stupid? Or what if I make a mistake? You know, what if I say something that offends the audience, right? Now, ultimately, this fear happens because you think, you know, what is someone else's thoughts, criticism, or judgment be of you if they heard you speak? So the number 1 strategy to get past fear of speaking, when speaking in front of thousands of people, whether it's 100 people or 5,000 people, it is to shift that focus from you to the audience. Because when you speak in front of 1,000 people or 5,000 people, it's not about you. It is about them. And when you focus and shift on them, that is the one strategy that will make all the difference. Because then you realize that you don't care if you look stupid. You realize that you're here to serve. And when you come from the angle of serving, that's when you realize that the fear actually goes away. Alright, so that's the first thing to start from. If you have the fear of speaking, just remember, it's not about you. Your message, you're here to serve, and your message, you're carrying a really important message that will benefit the masses. And as long as you shift away from yourself to the audience, and you come from really serving, right, you realize that the fear just goes away. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna hang out with Robert for a while. We're gonna have some nice Chinese food, and I'm going to India tomorrow, where I'm gonna be sharing the stage with India is, I can't remember, right? There's just so many events coming up. There's 8 more events. And I'm going to be in Chennai. I will say hi to Robert for you, Zhuang. So I'm going to be in India tomorrow. It's going to be like a 15-hour flight. And I'll do another scope when I'm in India to show you behind the scenes what Chennai looks like. I can tell you right now, I've been to many countries around the world. And being in India is the country that has taught me a lot about life. I'm going to be in Chennai specifically, and I'm going to be sharing with you behind the scenes. India is going to be big. There's going to be a few thousand people in there, and I'm going to be sharing with you more strategies on how you can take your message and share it with the world. Okay guys, thank you. I hope that this short scope has served you, and I look forward to speaking to you guys again very shortly. See you guys.